You've had the TV for just over a year. It's been great. No complaints? And then one morning, you turn it on and the screen stays black. Sound works, just no picture. You call the manufacturer, they pull up your purchase date, and after a pause, they say, "Your warranty expired 3 weeks ago." 3 weeks. That story is not rare. It happens constantly, to every brand, at every price point. And today, we're going to talk about exactly why. What's actually happening inside your TV as it ages, what it will cost you, and the one thing manufacturers are counting on you not to know. Let's start with the hardware, because this is where the post-warranty story usually begins. Modern flat-screen TVs are built around three main boards: the power supply board, the main board, and the T-con board. So the power supply board converts electricity from your wall into usable voltage for everything else. The main board runs the software, the inputs, and the processing. The T-con board controls the image on the panel itself. Any one of these can fail. And here's what's important. They're not built to last forever. They're built to last long enough. Capacitors are the most common failure point on the power supply board. They're small cylindrical components that store and regulate electrical charge. Over time, and under heat, they degrade. They swell. They leak. And when they go, the symptoms look like your TV is dying. It won't turn on, or it powers on and immediately shuts off, or you get a black screen with sound still working. That last one is one of the most common complaints technicians see. Man, it almost always traces back to the backlight or the power board. One owner on a tech forum wrote, "My 55-inch LG went dark after 14 months. Everything worked except the picture. Technicians said it was the power board capacitors. Repair, quote, $240. TV cost me $649. That's a $240 repair on a $649 TV? And that's assuming it's only the power board. Now here's where most people make a painful mistake. They get a repair quote and they pay it. They fix the power board. TV works again. 6 months later, something else fails, because capacitors don't degrade alone. When one component has been running hot for over a year, the components around it have been running hot too. You fix one thing and 3 months later, the backlight strips start going. Then the main board. Each repair feels cheaper than a new TV, so you keep paying. Until you've spent more than the TV is worth. Technicians have a name for this. They call it chasing the repair, and it's one of the most common money traps in consumer electronics. The industry standard rule is this: if the repair costs more than 50% of what a new comparable TV costs, replace it. Don't negotiate with it. Don't patch it. Replace it. Backlight? Replacement runs $150 to $250. Mainboard replacement runs $200 to $450. Powerboard repair is $200 to $475. Screen or panel replacement on anything above 55 inches? You're looking at $400 to $1,000, which in most cases exceeds the cost of a new TV outright. One Reddit user put it perfectly. Spent $1,800 on an LG OLED. Panel failed right after warranty. LG quoted me $1,000 for the repair. I could almost buy another TV. Almost. That's the trap. Then the repair always costs just enough to make you hesitate about replacing it. But here's where it gets worse. And this part nobody talks about. The hardware failing isn't even the whole story. Because while your power board is quietly degrading, something else is happening on a completely separate timeline. Your smart TV is getting dumber, not all at once. Gradually. An app stops loading as fast. Then an update breaks the interface. Then one day, you try to open YouTube and get a spinning wheel for 45 seconds. Then YouTube stops working entirely on that model. Then the whole streaming platform drops support. This isn't a glitch, it's by design. According to a 2024 Hub research report, 88% of smart TV owners use the built-in streaming features as their primary way of watching content. But smart TVs are running processors and memory that manufacturers keep as cheap as possible to hit a price point. Those processors can handle the software from the year the TV was made. They struggle with the software 2 years later. They choke on it 3 or 4 years later. One analysis found that many smart TV owners begin noticing performance issues around the 3-year mark. Apps not launching, new installations failing, buffering on content that used to play fine. Samsung is the best in the industry here, with software support running up to 5 years on some models. LG commits to around 2. TCL, Hisense, and Sony? At the time this was investigated, they provided no public commitment at all. What that means in plain terms, you buy a $799 TV today. The screen panel might physically last 10 years. But the smart part, the reason you chose it over a basic monitor, may be functionally useless in 3 to 5 years. At that point, as one analyst put it, the TV has become a high-definition monitor that can't run apps. This is a good time to slow down and ask the question that manufacturers are hoping you won't ask out loud. Is any of this accidental? The capacitors that fail at 13 to 18 months. The processors that can't keep up with software after 3 years. The 1-year warranty that ends right before the failure curve begins. A veteran TV technician with 35 years in the industry described it this way. Manufacturers know the failure rates. They know when things break. The warranty period isn't designed to protect you. It's designed to cover the failures they couldn't engineer away at the factory. He also noted something that should genuinely concern anyone who owns a TV: parts availability. When a TV model is more than 18 to 24 months old, replacement boards become scarce. He personally witnessed a Sony TV get exchanged under warranty because the manufacturer had already run out of the circuit board needed to repair it. On a TV less than 1 year old. What happens when your TV is 2 years old, out of warranty, and the part it needs is discontinued? You get a very expensive piece of wall decor. So what do you actually do with this information? Here are 5 things that will save you real money. First, the moment your TV goes out of warranty, check whether you can extend coverage. Costco automatically doubles manufacturer warranties to 2 years, which costs you nothing extra. The extended plans from Best Buy's Geek Squad or third-party providers run $30 to $80 a year for a mid-range TV. And given that a single power board repair can run $300, that math works in your favor. Second, get a quality surge protector, not just a power strip. Voltage spikes from your wall outlet accelerate the exact capacitor degradation we talked about. A real surge protector absorbs that stress, so your power board doesn't have to. Replace that surge protector every 3 to 5 years because they wear out too. Third, manage your TV's heat. Dust collects in the vents behind every TV and acts like an insulating blanket around components that need to stay cool. Wipe the vents every few months. Don't mount the TV flush against a wall with no airflow. Heat kills capacitors faster than anything else. And fourth, accept that the smart software in your TV has an expiration date and plan for it. A $50 Roku stick or a Fire TV stick keeps giving you full app support long after your TV's built-in software stops getting updates. Plug one of those in before your apps start failing, not after. Fifth, know your 50% rule before you call a repair technician. If the quote is more than half what a comparable new TV costs, walk away. Don't patch a dying TV one board at a time. Here's the question I want you to sit with. How much money have you spent, or are you about to spend, fixing a TV that the manufacturer already knew had a limited lifespan when they set the warranty? Drop your experience in the comments. How long did yours last? Did you fix it or replace it? And if you've ever been handed a repair quote that was almost as much as a new TV, I want to hear about it. If this video just changed how you're going to handle your next TV purchase, subscribe. Every week we put out content that saves you from making expensive mistakes that manufacturers are counting on you to make.